The big fish are ready to take the plunge. Tonight at Brisbane's Chandler Aquatic Centre, the greatest names in the sport in peak form for the Telstra Australian Swimming Championships. From the heroes of the Commonwealth Games to the hottest prospects for Sydney 2000, the nation's swimming talent is on the blocks. At stake, national gold, plus places in the Australian team for the Pan-Pacific titles. The Telstra Australian Swimming Championships, tonight on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Telstra Australian Open Swimming Championships. A great program of racing tonight with 6 finals and 4 semi-finals on the cards. Joining me in commentary is 2-time Olympian Rob Woodhouse. A great night of racing. Madam Butterfly going for 10 in a row in the 100 fly. Yeah,
it should be a good race. Petrea Thomas has her measure in the 100 fly at international level. I think she's won the last couple of Commonwealth Games. I finished ahead of her at the World Championships last year, but Susie's won 9 in a row, so if she can get that 10, it's going to be a pretty magical thing.
And what about the men's 100 metres breaststroke? It really is a battle of, I guess, the younger guys, and Phil Rogers being the older established swimmer. Simon Cowley is looking very good, as to Nathan Hewitt and Ryan Mitchell.
Yeah, well, Simon Cowley's the Commonwealth Games gold medalist and really made his mark last year and has really come through to be the premier breaststroker in Australia. Phil Rogers really trying to hang in there for another 15 months so he can make it to the Olympics. It'll be his 3rd Games if he does, so he'll be right up there. And Nathan Hewitt, another South Australian, has qualified 2nd fastest. You'd think Simon Cowley be the favourite.
Men's 400 metres individual medley, another of the finals tonight. Matthew Dunn making his return to 400 IM. He took 12 months off so he could concentrate on freestyle. It's good to see him back. It should be a good final tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good race. I think Matthew Dunn should have the measure of, I suppose Trent Steed should be the favourite winning in the Commonwealth Games, but of course that was in the absence of Matthew Dunn. But with Dunny back in that 400 metre race, he should be the one to beat.
The other event, I guess we should mention, is the 200 freestyle for men. The semi-final, the boys had the 400 last night. They've backed up this morning for a heat of the 200, and there's some pretty good semi-finals on tonight.
Yeah, there is, and I guess now, even in the early days of semi-finals, we're starting to see the advantage of being in the 2nd semi-final as against the 1st semi-final. We see the 2nd semi-final is 200 freestyle, includes Matthew Dunn, Thorpe, Perkins, Klim, and Grant Hackett as well. So that's really the one to be in. That's the one to watch, that 2nd one.
Well, that's coming up a little bit later on the program, but right now we'll go to the first event on the program, and it's the men's 50 metres butterfly, where Scotty Miller makes his return to the pool.
Here's the start list for the men's 50 metre fly final, and we've got the Commonwealth record holder Scott Goodman and Olympic medalist in lane 1, David Carter 2, Hugel in 3, Miller in 4, Klim in 5, Reid in 6, Dunn in 7, and Matt Welsh in lane 8.
Start is all important here because we are operating on the no false start rule. Any swimmer to false start will be disqualified, similar to that man standing there at the 98 World Championships, Scott Goodman, who was DQ'd in the 200 fly. He's an Olympic bronze medalist in the 200 butterfly from 96.
Now Goodman is in lane 1. He'll be at the top of the screen.
David Carter finished 4th at last year's Nationals in this event. Extremely good sprinter, trained by Michael Bowl. Here he is, the man they call Skippy, Jeff Hugel, coached by Ken Wood. He's the defending champion, and on world rankings from last year, he ended the year with the #1 ranking for this event.
He's won it the last 2 times, Jeff Hugel. He's in lane 3, no cap. 3, 4 and 5 will be the lanes to watch.
Looks like he had a good night's sleep as well last night, Rabs.
How can you tell?
Because of his shirt. Scotty Miller, well, silver medalist, as you can see there, 100 metres butterfly. He looked extremely good in the semi-final. Bit of nerves there, just taking a deep breath.
He touched out Klim last night.
He actually came home over Klim last night in the semi-finals. This man has the Australian record and equals the Commonwealth record with Mark Foster.
This will be a great battle, Nicole. Hugel, Miller, Klim.
The AIS showing a lot of pride at this meet. Michael Klim with the AIS stick-on tattoo on his arm, and here's Bill Reid with it on his chest. Bill Reid, originally from Tasmania, now swimming for the CQ Aquajets here in Queensland. He swims with Jim Fowley at the Institute. Leon Dunn, he pulled out of one of the freestyle events tonight, the semi-final of the 200 freestyle, to concentrate on butterfly. So look out for him in the 100 fly. He swims for the club Uronga Park. Rick van der Zandt is his coach. And this man is, I guess, better known now as a backstroker. Matt Welsh, he started off as a butterflyer and then went on to do backstroke. So now making a final in this 50 metres butterfly.
So Matt Welsh is in lane 8. That is the lane nearest to our pool deck camera. Klim with the bald head in lane 5. Miller next to him in 4. Hugel, head shaven in lane 3.
Take your marks.
50 fly. No area for mistakes. Level break. And Welsh away well from the lane nearest to us. But the centre lanes have got it. It's Klim and Hugel. They're about an arm's length in front of Miller at the moment. Klim might be just in front of Hugel. They come to the 15. Klim in front of Hugel. Miller's there. And coming at them is Reed. It's going to be close. Hugel and Klim, the touch. Important. And up goes lane 3. Jeff Hugel has won it for the 3rd time in a row.
Well, he defends his title. Well done, Jeff Hugel. He is in good form. I've got a good vibe about Jeff at this meet. Of course, he won the 100 metres butterfly at the Commonwealth Games, but could be a changing of the guard. Klim's already suggested that it could take a PB time from him to win the 100 fly here, and if that's the case, it's a world record. Hugel got off to an extremely good start. They can only stay 15 metres underwater. Scotty Miller came up stroking in the middle of the pool without the cap very quickly, whereas Klim dominated to the 15-metre mark, popped up in front. This is really where Jeff Hugel made his move, cool as a cucumber, breathing within the 5-metre mark, and big glide from Klim at the bottom of the screen. That's what's cost him the race. As we take a look again, Klim, big glide there, so that's the difference. That's 14 100ths of a second difference, as we see Matt Welsh coming in for 8th place there.
I've got no doubts when their arms disappeared from our view. Klim and Hugel were dead level, but that long glide has cost Michael Klim. Hugel wins his 3rd national in a row. Klim 2nd, Miller 3rd, Reed 4th, and Goodman came in 5th. Let's go to Rob Woodhouse on the pool deck.
Jeff Hugel, that's 3 national titles in a row. Must give you a bit of confidence for the 100 fly later in the program.
Yeah, definitely. You know, started the meet yesterday and felt really, really sluggish, and, you know, sort of got me a whole day or so to get going. But, you know, hopefully things can look good by the Thursday and Friday when the 100's on.
You created a bit of history tonight, the first swimmer to win an Australian title after a semi-final.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but you know, it was good. I quite enjoyed the semi-finals and stuff. I guess in a way it gives you another chance if you stuff up in your heats.
You're the Commonwealth champion in the 100 butterfly. That's obviously the event you come here for. Michael Klim not far behind you, and also Scott Miller looks like he's really back in form.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's going to be a really good race when we swim the 100 on Thursday, and hopefully all 3 of us can make the team, and, you know, hopefully I can do well on Thursday and Friday, and I don't know, swim a PB or something.
Fantastic. Well, good luck in the 100 fly.
All right, thanks a lot.
Ever modest, Jeff Hugel. He doesn't really have to be that modest. He is really something special. There's the start list for the semi-final 1 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Jessica Walbers will swim lane 1. Kimberly Bugden, also from Queensland, in 2. Joanna Farkas from Queensland in 3. Gian Rooney in lane 4. Talking of things special, she's going to be very, very good. She's a real gemstone. Clementine Stoney in 5. Kelly McMillan in 6. Natalie Holston in 7. And Belinda Neville will swim in lane 8, nearest to us. Rooney is in lane 4.
Take your marks.
Away now, 100 metres, backstroke, semi-final. And looking from our side, the camera side across, Belinda Neville in lane 8, Holston in 7, McMillan in 6, Stoney in the gold cap, Rooney just above her, Fargus in lane 3, Bugden in lane 2, and Walbers at the top of the screen, also in a gold cap, going through to complete the first 50 metres. The world record split 29.54.
Gian has a disadvantage being in this first semi-final. semi-final. She really has to set the pace. A good turn there from Gian Rooney. She really needs to set the pace. 31.16 probably isn't as fast as she needed to go. We're looking at around about 103 high here from Gian Rooney.
She went through 0.4 of a second in front. Her nearest rival was Clementine Stoney from Albury, but it is Rooney in front. Stoney is second, lane 7, and Natalie Holston is close up. Over in lane 3, Joanna Fargus will battle for third. But Rooney, she looks relaxed and in fact very composed as she goes in to win semi-final 1. Second is Stoney. Third was Fargus, and lane 7, Holston came in fourth in advance of Bugden, and that takes us back to McMillan, then Neville and Walbers. But she is really going to be something great, I'm sure, by the time we go to Homebush in September of next year. That's
Gian that we're coming in on now. I think she got a little bit stuck underwater on the streamline. She was a little bit in no man's land, didn't pop up as quickly as she wanted to. Look at this head still. Head is not moving, the arms are rotating, the body's moving from side to side, but the head is dead still. That's what you want in backstroke. I think she really pulled up a little bit here. She looked, as Ray said, very relaxed coming into the wall, so I would suggest there's a fair bit left, but Diana Caleb coming up in the next semi-final will be the one really to battle it out with Gian Rooney. Now that Meredith Smith is not in the national titles, she dislocated a shoulder or both shoulders at a camp just a month ago.
So it is Rooney first in 103.82, Clementine Stoney second, Joanna Fargus third, Natalie Holston fourth, Kimberly Bugden came in fifth. Semi-final 1, women's 100 metres back. That's about 7 or 8 of a second outside the time that Diana Caleb went in winning the national title in Melbourne last year. So Rooney is on song. She's on tune, I'd say. Semi-final 2 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Talking of Diana Caleb, the defending champion, she's in this event. Tamara Lean from South Australia in 1, Melissa Jensen, Queensland in 2, Overton, New South Wales 3, Caleb, New South Wales 4, Lewis, South Australia 5, Dunn from New South in 6, Jones of Queensland in 7, and Megan McMahon, the 16-year-old from Queensland in lane 8. Crowd not as big tonight. Girls are getting ready. McMahon nearest to us, white cap. Bianca Jones, the blue, next to her. 100 metres, semi-final 2 of the backstroke. And away, McMahon in 8, Jones in 7, Dunn 6, Lewis 5, Caleb in 4, the defending champion. Overton over in lane 3, Jensen in 2, and Lean is at the top of the screen. They've completed 30 metres, and Caleb looks to be just in front. Overton is close by. Lane 6, Yasmin Dunn is swimming a very strong first 50 as they go into tumble and come back to complete their work. And it is 31.24 that Diana Caleb has gone around in, and she has about a 4/10 margin on Ellie Overton second, and third Danielle Lewis. 1/10
of a second slower than Gian Rooney in the last heat, but the field is coming back to Diana Caleb. I hope she's not playing tactical games here. I think she had a fairly bad turn there, and it brought Ellie Overton. She's a great turner, brought Ellie back to where Diana is. Look at Overton now, Diana trying to pull away.
Well, it looks as though coming through Danielle Lewis is going to come second here. Caleb will go in, hang on, take out semi-final 2, a big lunge to the wall. Second in was lane 5, Danielle Lewis, and third was lane 3 and Ellie Overton. But Caleb through to defend her title, winning semi-final 2.
Well, she got off to a fairly good start, Diana Caleb, holding the streamline. Let's see if she keeps the hands together. Yep, not too bad coming up. She didn't get caught there. Her stroke is quite bouncy in comparison to what we just saw from Gian Rooney. See, there's a lot of white water. The head is moving. She bounces up and down a little bit. That's her style. As long as she can hold it fairly strong all the way through the 100 metres, then it will be successful for her. Here's the finish. Danielle Lewis at the bottom of the screen started really to come up hard on Ellie Overton. Ellie starting to fade and fatigue. Let's look at, oh, look at that touch from Diana